Do something you really like and hopefully it pays rent. As far as I'm concerned, that's success. A quote by Tom Petty. He was one of the most influential songwriters in the classic rock era, with a career spanning 4 decades, and wrote numerous hits, not just for himself, but for other artists as well. A couple of his hit singles include Free Fallin', which I'm sure a lot of people have heard because that's his biggest song. It released in 1989 and it reached up to number 7 on the Billboard's Hot 100 list in 1990. And a funny story about this song, it was actually written to make one of his band members, Jeff Lynne, laugh, and it became obviously one of his most famous song. Another one of his top songs is Don't Do Me Like That. It was released in 1979 and reached number 10 on Billboard's Hot 100 list in 1980. A few of his achievements during his career: he holds the record for the most appearances in the mainstream rock pop top 10 appearances with 28. And second place is the rock group Van Halen with 26. He also notched another top 5-10 as a member of the Traveling Wilburys, which was just kind of like a rockabilly supergroup in that era. Over his career, he had 11.9 million digital downloads up until his death on October 2nd, 2017. And you gotta remember that's probably only like 18 years of his career where songs were able to be digitally downloaded. So that's pretty impressive. 31.5 million certified equivalent album units were recorded by the Recording Industry Association of America. That's just like how many album sales he had through his career, how many people bought all of his albums. 15 of his albums went gold, and of those 15, 8 went platinum, and 1 went diamond, and his diamond album was his greatest hits album with the group The Heartbreakers. A couple of songs that he wrote for others: Stop Dragging My Heart Around, he wrote and performed with Stevie Nicks. It was released in 1981, and this was his only song that reached number 1 on the Billboard's Top 100, and it reached in 1981 after it released. Another song that he wrote was You Got It, and he wrote that one for Roy Orbison. It was released in 1989, and it reached number 9 on Billboard's Hot 100 list in 1989. He also wrote songs for people like Bob Dylan, which is pretty crazy because Bob Dylan was known to be like a poet. He never really needed help. As we look back on a career that is one of the greatest ever in music, he says a quote: "So I started out for God knows where, and I guess I know when I get there." And I think he got there. Thank you.
Show everybody again.